give votes to the current regime. Despite all this drama that is being displayed, you can see that is a managed crowd of either people who have certain interest, and those interests are likely to be instantly addressed to create that kind of feeling that the president is still got presence in Western. I'm not a Luhya, but I come from the Western region, and I've lived among the Luhyas for as long as I've been alive. I've gone to school with them. I understand their language. I understand their sociology, and their body language is very clear. They are not with William Ruto. As to where cost will go, it will depend. If ODM will work with UDA, then cost is likely to gravitate towards that direction. But if they are going to be split, cost is likely to be more ODM than UDA. The other constituency that is very critical, but we are still ignoring, is the young population. The young population is likely to vote against the current regime more than vote for the current regime, regardless of where they come from. There is this mistaken notion that Rift Valley or the Kalenjin Rift Valley is exclusively for William Ruto. I can say so with a lot of knowledge, a lot of authority, and without imagining that I can be contradicted, unless they are going to be forced to vote for William Ruto. The young generation have an independent mind. In every family of 5 children, likely 3 of them will vote against Ruto, 2 may vote for him.
Between the two groupings, which one do you think will be more consequential? The vote of the younger generation, which is across board, does not care about regions and tribe, but there's this level of political class that feels we have to calculate or do the arithmetic depending on our regions.
In fact, the best thing, the thing that is going to be consequential is that if we are going to be issue-oriented, and let's go back to 2024, if we take that script that we were given by young generation and we are able to distill the issues they told us and to communicate those issues to them and to the rest of the country, that is the team that will win. If Ruto is going to pick those issues and address them and make them believe him again, because the main problem with Ruto is not even who is going to run against him. The main problem with him is that he has run low on trust, he has run high on corruption, he has run high on issues of lies, and therefore, if anybody is going to be presented, even among the 3 of us here, is going to be agreed by a majority of the leaders in the opposition, that is going to be a formidable candidate, because they are not voting for Ruto, they are voting against him, and whoever is on the other side and is likely to create some sense of believability because he has not lied as many times as the current president, that's the person to win.
I've seen a story in the inside pages that Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka, between the 2 of them, they're saying they have 12 million votes. And that is the perception, that's the prism through which most of these political leaders look at this. And therefore, it would suffice to say that whoever is a best chess master, whoever is able to galvanize 2, 3, 4 strong regions, even William Ruto himself, then it definitely means that he's going to win. Do you buy that kind of thinking, Kathy?
Okay, first of all, I mean, if you're looking at numbers, it is true that Mount Kenya region and the Lower Eastern have the numbers, and therefore that is a fact. But then the ethnic balkanization that happened in the past will not have place in the coming general election. It is actually very unfortunate that some of us who dare to speak, you know, truthfully and plainly about these issues, at times you're looked at from different lenses, especially by the people who have, you know, who have been in the business of doing things the way Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka are trying to suggest. Now, let it be understood, number one, that the Jubilee Party is in the united opposition to stay. By the way, even our presidential candidate is one of those people that can be are actually respected for their performance and for what they stand for. I've never had our presidential candidate, the deputy party leader, go out there and talk about his region or the number of votes that he's coming with. So if we are looking at change and what we are pushing for as the united opposition, is change from the past and from even the past mistakes that we made as a nation, then the right person to take us forward is not Rigathi Gachagua, is not Kalonzo Musyoka, is Fred Matiang'i. And I'm saying this with a lot of respect to the two gentlemen because I know each one of them personally. But they are taking us to the past. They are taking us back to where we came from. By the way, there's no difference between the Jubilee Party, Fred Matiang'i, and these two gentlemen. No. Actually, the enemy is people who are trying to take us to Moism. And I heard Wakili mention that even Kenya, we are trying to take the country back to where we came from. An imperial presidency, almost a one-party state where the people do not have a voice. The difference between the language that I've listened, I've listened to the current president speak, and I've listened to these other two gentlemen speak. The language, they speak the same language. It's Moism, it's taking us back to where we came from. And that is what we are refusing as women, as the young people. And I think the young people came out strongly and preached something different. They told us that they want things to be done differently. Why are you taking us back there to, ethnic balkanization, to things that do not even hold water? I listened to one of the two gentlemen that we have mentioned say that Mount Kenya region voted for very weak or very, not so sensible leaders. But we also want to remind him that he's the one who campaigned for them. We have evidence. The person who actually campaigned for some of the people who make no sense at all in parliament is Rigathi Gachagua. He campaigned for Kawanjiku. We have evidence. He campaigned even for another woman he called Wamakeki. He gave us all these leaders, and all of a sudden, he's coming back to us and telling us that we want to change. Change from what to what? Even the people following him today, and this is a fact, including the candidate for Mbere, who is a musician, does it mean that we didn't have other qualified people, within that region who could take the mantle? So, speaking from both sides of their mouth, today you say this, and you think people have forgotten. You change the tune and say something else. This day, I listened to one of the leaders again, and he said, you know what, Kenyans, do not take us very seriously. The things we say during campaigns, you see, you should not take them seriously because it was just campaign. We must hold people accountable for what they say before, after, and during campaigns.
And we'll be back to examine that thing about the quality of leadership in a short while. But I'd want Wakili to comment on this issue of regional balkanization.